Hi guys, and welcome to another video tutorial here on our channel. And today I want to show you like a really simple way to onboard and to automate your onboarding process. As you know, onboarding is actually one of the process that takes the longest. Sometimes you go back and forth with a new customer that enter on your service, even if it's like a B2B service or like an agency. So I just decided to actually show you how easy it is to create a simple but yet powerful onboarding system that can actually create a lot of little things that you always do manually and basically creates everything automated. So as you can see here on make.com, so we use make.com to do this, and it's really simple. So basically everything starts when you actually send like a form to the new client that you are getting, and when they actually fill out the form with all the information that you need, it starts creating a lot of integrations. And in this case, what we will show you today is after the client fill out the form, it will create a contract draft so you can send to him, so you can see if everything is fine. So completely automated with their own information, business name, VAT number, whatever you want, so you can actually put that on the contract. It will create a Google Drive folder for the client. It will send an email to the client with a draft contract so you can check it and saying welcome. It will also create a Slack channel if you use Slack for employer an agency. It will create a new Slack channel, and it will send on or like a welcome message to that Slack channel, and also send us for us internally a notification that there is a new client that just signed out for it. So that's kind of the automation, guys. See here again, there is so many little pieces you can integrate it. I think this is really cool for you to have as a base, but I think the main goal is for you to stop doing everything manually, and especially for like a small business owner, this will save you so much time, especially with contracts, going back and forth with the client, creating everything that you need from folders. Anything that you need, you can actually use this as a base and then just add new modules along your onboarding process. So let's go one by one. Again, if you are seeing this on our skill community, or if you are seeing this on other platforms, check the description below. You will have access to our secure community where I actually share all the automation that we do for our own businesses and also for other types of automations. You will find everything on our secure community, and also we give all the resources for in the community, so all the files for these automations, so you don't have to create automation for you. You just need to come here and import a blueprint, and automatically you'll have the file for this, and everything from like prompts, anything that I will explain on these automation, we will have it on our skill community. So feel free to check it out if you're a business owner, a CEO and founder, and you want to automate and start automating your business with AI and automations. Go check it out. We're a really cool community. We are growing, and we'll really enjoy if you're going to be part of it. So let's start with number one again. We will use a form like this, okay? These are some responses that I made for this video only, so this is just for testing purposes. But basically there is a couple of questions, so we create an onboarding form on Google Forms. You can use Typeform, so many other, SurveyMonkey, whatever you want to create the form, but we like Google Forms for this purpose only. You can even have like a website page with a form, and then it triggers the form for your automation. But as you can see, we basically ask, these just responses already, but the questions are your name, business name, your email to add on Slack, tax ID, so EANE number or VAT number, depending if you are on the US or in Europe, and business address. So feel free to add as many questions as you want, because I will show you how to grab them to make a document, make a contract, or just send via email. Okay, so this is step number one: create the form. Okay, so as you can see, everything starts with watch responses on Google Form. As you can see, this is the form ID. You can click on search and just put the name. So onboarding form, scale it, you can put the name and it automatically grabs the ID. And then we always like to put one as limit, because it's one depending on, again, I always talk this on the videos, also depend on how frequently these integration checks for new forms. So if you want to put, like, for example, once a day or once a week, you can add more. So imagine that you can have like 5, and he grabs, like, for example, the 5 new potential customers on that week and send everything. But as a normally onboarding, you want us to be fast, you want to be quick. What we will do is that we limit by 1, and it's the, we normally do, for example, at regular intervals of, even like 5 minutes, for example. It will spend you some automation kind of quota, but it's really, really cheap on make.com. It's way cheaper than using Zapier, because on Zapier, for example, it only triggers when the form goes out. So here you actually have to have an interval checking for you, and you probably don't have customers every day. So you can do two things, or either you put like 5 minutes and you just let it run, it doesn't spend too much. Or one thing that you can do as well is that you don't activate this integration. You just come here, so every time you have a new client that fills out the form, you just come here and run once, and it run the entire automation for you. So you can do it manually, and you can click on the right side of the button, choose where to start, and you can choose manually the form, and you just choose the date. Okay, you can see here some examples that I did in the past for this one here for another videos, but you can choose whatever you want and just run, or just keep it at 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is fine, or 15, whatever you want, because that's for you mainly. So you can do like this, you put okay, you click save. Okay, so now that we have the form, so we just fetch one example at a time, then everything starts. Okay, so we start by creating a drive folder. So it's create a folder as an automation. As you can see here, I put it on the test. We have like a test folder for all the make videos that we made. So it goes to the test location. So you just have to click on the plus signs and choose wherever you want to be the new folder. Okay, I want to be on test. The folder name, if you open here, as you always know, is dynamic. So we want the business name to be the folder of the client. Okay, you can have like a clients folder. We have it for our businesses. So inside of the client folder, we will add a new folder with the client's name. So it will be just a name. In this case is Fabio LLC, which is the text name that we use it. Don't forget to put share folder, okay? Because if you want to share with the client, it's better to put yes. So it's always open the link, and I will show you that here on the Gmail. We'll send an email with the drive folder as well. So it's always good to have yes. And then when you put a yes, you have to choose a role. We choose writer. You can choose whatever you want, like commenter, reader only, if you don't want the client to mess with the files there. But normally there is contracts, they want to see it, so we'll always put writer. Okay, let me just go down this. Okay, so you put okay. So it creates the Google Drive folder. Then that's called one of the coolest part is the templates. So we use something called create a document for a template. Okay, so basically what you need to do is that first, before you choose here, as you can see, you need to create a document on Google Docs. So if you go to Google Docs, what you need is a template. So you create a Google Doc, okay, like this. So for example, this is an example that I took it for a contract for email marketing. Okay, this I made with ChatGPT for this test only, but you need to create what we call a template. So you create your contract wherever it's your business and template, but the difference is that all the dynamic fields, as you can see here, we have these kind of two brackets, client company, and as you can see, if you go down, some parts are with brackets. So client company, VAT number, client address. So basically what you do is that you put your contract here, okay, and you put it these brackets. So you choose dynamic fields, and you can give the name whatever you want, because I'll show you that on make. Then you fetch the name, okay, but then you go all the way to your contract and you change wherever you want to be dynamic. So we want here to be the name of the client, so it would be bracket bracket client company. Here, for if I wanted the client name, I'll put it bracket bracket client name. So as you can see, we put it client company, VAT number or EIN number, depending on where you are, and client address. Okay. So then when you have this, so you save this template. Okay. Then when you go to make and you use create a document for a template, when you go drop down, you will choose the document ID. So you click choose on drive by drop down, and then again, if you refresh this, it will appear all your documents. You just find the name of the template that you made. As I said, it's really good to have template as the name of the document, because you can find by templates if you want to have more than once. And then as you can see, it fetch all the values. So it fetch client company, VAT number, and client address. So here it will appear all the names that you put on two brackets. It will appear here. So imagine you can have a completely dynamic contract with several names, several fields, because you just need to have the two brackets, then a name, you give it a name, and they will appear as values here. So as you can see, then I change the client company, the VAT number, and the client address with the form submission. So I go all the way to forms. For example, I want the client name. I'll go to business name, I open up, don't forget to always open here, and always choose value. Okay, don't choose answer, don't choose text answer, choose value. So as you can see, do this for VIT number as well. I go all the way down, I go to the tax EDA and number, go text answer, open answer, and here is the value. So you do this for all the fields that you want. And then you have the title. Again, the title is a little bit dynamic, and the name. So we always have contract scale it, which is our name, slash the name of the client. So we'll fetch on the Google form. And then as you can see, there is a new location. And normally what we have is that on your drive, you can choose it. If you have like already a location, you can just choose it. But we want to be on the same drive folder, so on the same folder that we will share with the client. So what we do is that we click here on map, and we will find the folder ID for the previous step. So it will create the document inside the Google Drive that we just created. And I will show you when you run an example, you'll see it inside of the new Google Drive folder that we just made. Okay. So after this, so we have the contract draft created. It's time to send an email. Here I'll send from Louis, my brother, to me, so you guys can see the example. But basically just a subject, contract, name of the client, slash scale, which is us. Okay. And it's pretty simple. It's the content. It says hi, and you can actually grab the first name because we have it on the form, which is way more personal. Here is the contract draft. Please take a look and get back to us if it's good to sign. And the contract draft is always the web view link. Is this link here that will go to the Google Doc. And as I told you, if you have share folder, so it's open for the public, they will be able to see it. Okay, if they don't see it, you just need to go back and change to share folder. Okay, but you can grab whatever you want in here. Like we can also say here is the Google Drive folder, and as I said, here is a really cool like welcome with all the information. You can share a video if you want with the client, but I can share the Google Drive, for example. Here's again web view link. Here's the Google Drive folder, and so I can share whatever I want with the client. Okay, and yeah, I just click OK, and we have our email sent. And then if you have Slack, okay, we like Slack, we want to create a message on Slack, especially for like an agency or a small business owner. We have these 3 steps here, which is create a new Slack channel with the name of the client, send a message to us saying that we have a new customer, and send a message as well on the new Slack channel saying, hey, welcome to our company, we are glad to have you here. So the only thing here, if you want to add this extra step, again, if you don't, feel free to grab and add other steps like an Airtable, ClickUp, going to your Pipe Drive or CRM and change the name of the lead to close, for example, whatever you want to do. But if you want to do this step, the only thing, and I'll show you, we need an extra step here for ChatGPT, just because the Slack channels, they work with, underscore name, so it doesn't have to be, as you can see here, it doesn't allow spaces, it gives some error. So basically we added a ChatGPT step just to transform the name of the business like this. So we give an example like Dan Marino. It has to be Dan underscore Marino. Okay, this is just for Slack purposes, so it doesn't give any errors. So the rule is don't add anything before or after the output. Only the name in the new format should be the output. And here is the text to change. So it's dynamic. We choose the business name, and he will create basically with underscores. So if it's like 3 or 4 names, you will put underscores and the cap on all the names. We put like 500 tokens, and we put a temperature of 0.5 just to be super not creative. We don't want it to make him like sometimes, and it can give errors. Like sometimes ChatGPT will say, here is the answer, 2 comma, like that will give an error on Slack, so you have to run again. So we always like to put the temperature really, really low, so it just gives the name and doesn't be creative and start making stuff that is stupid, right? So basically we change the format of the name. We do this a lot with ChatGPTs, and then we put it create a channel. The name is the result of ChatGPT, and we want him to private. Okay, then it creates a message, and basically just a message on our already notification channel, and just says is now a customer, the name of the client. You can add other stuff like the links as well. Like I could easily add the link for the folder of the client here, the contract as well, if you want another person of your team to check it. So you can add whatever you want in here. And then also the last one is just a welcome to Scale It. It's really basic. Like you can have so many stuff. You can even copy and paste the email that you sent to the client, put it here as well. Like here is the folder, here's the contract, please check it out. The only thing that you need to do here is that when you select from the list and you click, you need to choose the type, so it's always private or public. Here you just have to map out, okay, because you need the channel ID from the previous step. So you cannot choose, like for example this one, you choose from a list. So if I open the list, appear all the channels that I have currently, and I choose a channel. In here I don't have the channel yet, it's pretty brand new, so I need to choose this channel ID, and I just go back and you have it here, channel ID. You can click here and it will send here. That's pretty much it, guys. Okay, pretty simple, but as you guys can see, when someone fill out the form, technically there's a lot of these little things that I could do manually. So I can create a folder, I can create a contract, which sometimes takes a lot of time. I need to send the contract to the client for him to see the draft. You can also use Panda Docs. That will be for another video. You can actually do all the contracts and sign up completely automated. Here is just like sending a draft, and this is really more an automation for maybe small business owners, like plumbers, whatever it is, like dentists, whatever it is, because you need to send a draft, you need to agree on that, and then when you sign. But as you can see, these actually save you probably like an hour just doing the folders, doing the contracts, sending an email to the client, and then creating the Slack channels or whatever you want. Again, this is just the base. That will be really cool for me to actually see you guys add more modules here, add different stuff, maybe other messages like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever it is. But this is just a basic, starting with the form. And as I said, right now with Make.com and Zapier and ChatGPT, you don't actually need to do this manually. It will take you so much time. And this is a really simple, yet I would say efficient way to just automate your onboarding. And if you don't have it, if you still are manually doing this, just you can easily create these. And everything here, as you can see here, guys, is free to use. Okay, so all these platforms are free, so you can actually create an onboarding for you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let's run one time before we go so you guys can see it. So I'll choose whatever, like just a sample of a form. This is just text. And let me run once time, and you see some notifications here pop on the side. Let's see if there's no errors on ChatGPT, because that's the only part that can give an error if it doesn't create the Slack channel correct. But as you can see, here it is, guys. Fabio, it's now a customer and created everything. So I received probably an email. Let me see here. Okay, here is the email, guys. As you guys can see, here's a contract draft, the drive folder, the contract. And if I open the contract, as you guys will see, here it is, guys. So you have the name of the supposedly company. It changed as well, as you guys can see here. Change the name of the company here. Change the VAT number or the AINE number here, and it also changed the address here to Rua do Fábio, which is the address that I made up. But as you guys can see, it changed everything. In here, also changed the signature for Fabio LLC, which is the company. So it changed everything. Okay, and we just received an email saying, "Hey, here it is." So we will send to the client. The draft is correct, so everything is dynamic. And if you check here on Slack, we got the notification Fab is now a customer. And as you guys can see here, he created the Fab LC private Slack channel, and he sent an email on my behalf saying, "Welcome to Scale It. Really happy to have you with us. You can send you or a bot." But I decided to send by myself. But as you can see, everything was automated. The guy is really happy, get all the welcome stuff. So you can add a lot of stuff on the email as well, a lot of information, expectation. For example, if you have like a presentation for expectation, you can add it on email. And this is full automated. So you can do an onboarding, really simple, and save you so much time doing this. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy it. Again, if you check our community on School, you have access to all of these files. So you just upload it here and you can start running. All the information that I gave here will be there as a description as well, with more depth detail. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just follow if you like more videos like this. And I hope to see you inside our community, where we share way more than this. And if you are checking on our community, we really appreciate to have you here. And if you have any questions, always feel free to comment below, and we'll be happy to answer every single question from you guys. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you on the next video. Thank you.